up, tribe? How you guys doing? Listen, I don't know what I don't know what this is I done stumbled into. So I told you guys that I would look at this Love Island show and then I would see what we gonna do, if we gonna review it or whatever, what we gonna talk about. Listen, this show is a STD petri dish. Okay, I don't know what y'all done got me into with this show. Now I never looked at the first season clearly because I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. But it reminds me very much of a real world role rules type. I mean, a real world type situation, because even though real world wasn't about people hooking up, people always did. You know, it was always about the pretty people. You know, you ain't never seen no fat people on the real world. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a dating show. It's fun. Like, and I'm gonna have fun with it. A few things did kind of bother me. Me being the old lady that I am, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna call it out. But it's a dating show. Now they're not really on an island this year. I'm assuming that last year they were like actually on an island, but because of COVID, they made some different things, and so they just in Vegas at like a beach club in Vegas. They on the strip or off the strip, but they got a view of the strip wherever they are. They got a view of the strip, child. And so they bring the ladies in one at a time. And I already knew I was in trouble when the first two women got out in bikinis. So I said, I guess they just not allowed to wear clothes. So we have Celie, Mariah, Justine, Caitlin, and Mackenzie. So Celie, she's 24. She's a secretary. She's from California. Or as she called it, she's from the SAC. Sacramento. The SAC. Nobody knew what the fuck she was talking about but her and y'all. Mariah, y'all know what I'm saying. Moria, whatever. She is a shopping channel model. Okay. She's from New Jersey. 26. Justine is 27. She is a billing coordinator by day, go-go dancer by night. She's in New York. Or from New York, I should say. Caitlin is 27. Her job just say promotions. I don't know what the fuck that even means. But she is in promotions. She's from Michigan. Mackenzie is 24. She's a student and she is from Arizona. Now, so the way this show works, because again, it's new to me. So what we do is they introduce the ladies and they all do that fake, hi, oh my god. And they all talk like this, like the whole show. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I really, really like him, but I don't know. That's how they talk the whole show. It's really fucking irritating. So, they have the 6 ladies, right? So then, they introduce the guys. And what happens is, the guys get to pick who they want to hook up with. But they give the ladies an opportunity to say who they like first. And then if no, but it doesn't mean that just because they say, I like that guy, that doesn't mean that the guy's going to like them back. And they still get to choose who they want. So, the guys are, we have Jeremiah, 22. He's a sales assistant from Mississippi. And I'm going to say this because it's important to what I'm going to say. Justine was the only black girl. Celie, she's Latina. Jeremiah, black. James, 27, personal trainer. I wrote here a lot of tattoos. He's from Orlando, Florida. Trace, 25. He's also a personal trainer. He's from Miami, Florida. He played football at Ohio State University. Connor is 23. He's an auditor. He's from Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, that is. Carrington, 23, sales manager from Utah. Now, Carrington is a little arrogant, little something, okay? He a little arrogant, something. We can keep an eye on him. So, the first person that came out was Jeremiah. So, they say, hey, you get to pick who you want, who you like. But, ladies first, if any of you guys like him, y'all can step forward. And I'm assuming that was supposed to maybe make it easier for him. Like, if he saw somebody he liked, he could just choose her instead of, having to go through this whole long thing. So Jeremiah came out, and the first person that stepped up was Justine. Well, he didn't pick Justine. He picked Celia. Or Sally. Her name is Sally. I said Celia, but it's Sally. He picked Sally. Okay, no problem, man. Okay. Then James comes out, and I guess everybody learned, and they was like, So ain't nobody stepped forward this time. So he ended up picking. Now he had the tattoos, and my girl, who was it? I think it was Caitlin. Caitlin said she liked tattoos, but Caitlin ain't picked. Caitlin said, "Listen, it's too early. I don't know what else is back there. I'm not picking nobody. I'm not gonna say I like somebody. I don't know what else is back there." So it ended up being James ended up picking Mariah. I know I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Anyway. Then Trey comes out. And again they say, hey, sorry y'all, I got caught in the rain today. My hair is a mess. So then they say, well, so then Trey says, nobody stepped forward again for Trey. I don't think anybody stepped forward for Trey. Trey decides he's going to take Sally away from Jeremiah, right? So then Jeremiah has to go sit on this table, the bench called the bench, I guess. The bench, whatever. So Connor comes out, he picks Mackenzie. Carrington comes out and picks Caitlin. Now, I feel like Caitlin stepped forward, which made it sort of easy for Carrington. He was like, hey, I like it, whatever. So what I thought was interesting was that Jeremiah, who Justine stood up for and said, hey, I like you, ended up on the bench. Poor Justine was sitting there by herself. He was over there by himself, and he ended up with her to begin with. He should just pick her to begin with. But it gets worse. We'll get deeper. Okay. And I felt bad for her because in that moment, I would have felt like shit. And let me be clear, all these ladies they're pretty. They all have nice bodies and all that, because all of them got on bikinis, and the guys all got on swim trunks. So of course they're all eye candy. All of them are eye candy. And I felt bad for her because I was like, and I'm not going to make it a racial thing. I'm not going to do that. Just because she was the only black girl, I'm not going to make it racial. But I just felt bad for her in that moment. You know what I'm saying? But then they threw a monkey wrench into the whole thing, and there's an odd man out by the name of Johnny. Now, Johnny, he is single right now. But basically, Johnny's got 24 hours to get to know these ladies. Excuse me. Excuse me. To get to know these ladies, and then he gets to pick one of the ladies he likes and steals them from one of the other guys, right? Okay, all right, cool. Now, a couple of things I wrote down in my notes. First of all, Sally, people do live in Virginia. Because Johnny is from Virginia. He's a student. And their first conversation, she was just like, oh, I didn't know people lived in Virginia. I never met anybody from Virginia. And I was like really about to jump down her back. But then his response to her was, yeah, Virginia was like the first state. No one. Delaware was the first state. So I couldn't even jump on her too hard because Johnny didn't know. So anyway, so they have a whole little moment where they're all, talking and kind of, getting to know each other, whatever. And, the whole premise of the show, again, it's a 20-something show. It is definitely for 20-something-year-olds. Because the whole premise of the show is, I guess, get to know as many people as you can and basically be the last couple standing, I guess. Like, we get to vote, and I don't know if people get kicked off. It's a lot. I'm new to it, so I'm learning it as it goes along. And so then everybody went in and they went in to see the inside of the house. And of course they ran around the house, got to see the house. Oh, okay. Oh my God, it's so cute. Now, and the guys, of course, they're talking and the ladies are talking. And, everybody, it's too early for me. It's too early for anything. But of course they're talking about, oh my God, I had such a connection. It was so, oh my God. Whatever. So, and of course Justine is feeling really bad. Again, I feel for her in that moment. Now, what I thought they had separate rooms and they could choose whether they wanted to sleep in the bed with these guys or not. No, they have to sleep in the bed with the guy they coupled up with. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. But then they finally put some clothes on and came back out for cocktails and that kind of thing. And poor Justine and Jeremiah, there was just no connection. I mean, they were sitting there talking and they were struggling for a conversation, child. Connor Connor McKenzie seemed to have hit it off really, really well. Really, really well. And I think James and, I'm going to just call her M, they seem to have hit it off pretty good. The people that are in play is Miss Silly and Miss Caitlin, I believe it is. Because Johnny seems to have his eye on one of the two of them. And of course, Trey and Carrington are feeling some kind of way because, of course, they don't want their girl to be taken. But at the same time, Trey is flirting with, because remember, Trey had picked Sealy to begin with, and then who came and took Sealy from him? No, Trey took Sealy from Jeremiah. Yeah, but he was flirting around with Caitlin. And, you know, there was some kissing going on and this, that, and the other. Then they played a little game, sort of like a new twist on Truth or Dare. So a couple of them had to kiss, and they had to do this and had to do that, child. And again, I'm feeling bad for Justine because every time there was an opportunity for the other person to choose who they wanted to kiss or choose somebody, she was never chosen. And again, I'm like, okay, what we doing to my girl over here? So later on that night when it was time to go to bed, some of the couples cuddled, some of the couples did this is your side of the bed, this is my side of the bed. You don't touch me, I won't touch you. You know, that kind of thing. And of course Johnny slept alone because that's, you know, he got to pick somebody first before he can just, because I thought maybe somebody could just climb in bed with him, but no, you got to pick him first. It's got to be a situation first. So the next day we get up and, you know, everybody is getting themselves, you know, dressed and everything. They're going. And again, it's just more of the same, you know. I'm going to get to know you. You're going to get to know me. People in the pool, people out the pool, people. And Carrington is looking a little jealous because he got his eye on Johnny because Johnny is got his eye on his girl. So, you know, Trey and Carrington pretty much know that when it's time for Johnny to make his decision, it's going to sort of kind of come down to one of them. Because Johnny ain't really paying attention to none of the rest of the girls. So, Justine and Jeremiah, who had decided to friend zone themselves, said, listen, at least for tonight, let's go on and try to see how this works out. You know, let's get to know each other. Like, we do like each other. We do have good conversation. So, let's see how this works out. You know, you talk to me, I talk to you, we'll talk to each other. Because they already know that they're not in danger of this whole scenario with Johnny. They know Johnny ain't looking at Justine, so they ain't necessarily worried about that part of it. You know what I'm saying? So, Johnny has to make it. It gets to the point where Johnny has to make his decision. And, of course, he chooses Sally. Now, Sally, you looking a little hoish, girl. I know it's not your fault. But first, you know, Jeremiah picked you. Then Trey picked you. Now, Johnny picked you, and you done kissed at least 2 of them, okay? And she's happy because she was actually feeling Johnny, so she's actually glad that Johnny sort of came along and sort of picked her or whatever. You know, she's actually, you know, liking it. And, of course, Trey sit on the sideline looking a little dejected, but he was like, listen, it ain't over till it's over. I'm going, you know, it's all about competing. So I guess you're not automatically eliminated when you don't have when you're not with somebody. Like, I'm not sure, again, I've never watched this show before, so I'm not sure when people actually get sent home or how that, you know, I don't even know how that happens when they get sent home. So then Jeremiah gets a text on his phone talking about you gonna meet a new lady in a secret jacuzzi. I said, oh. Again, I'm feeling bad for Justine because now Justine is like, damn, like for real, damn. Then Carrington gets a text saying he gonna go have a secret date in the jacuzzi too. So that's next week's episode. So y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. It was a 2-hour premiere, so I know y'all gonna tell me I missed this and I didn't say that. Whatever. That's the general idea of what it is. Now, I don't know how long I'm gonna hang with this. Because I don't know how I feel about the little black girl not getting picked. I feel like they're ignoring her. And I feel like none of the boys are seeing her. And I think she's beautiful. She's just as pretty as the rest of them. But I'm gonna just play it out and see how this plays out. And y'all let me know. Some of y'all probably looked at last season, so y'all know how this game goes. So y'all let me know. We'll see. Talk to y'all later. Peace.